All right, we're rolling. So, uh, for me at least, the greatest movie I have ever seen of all time, and I say it super easily, like without a doubt, whenever I'm having a conversation with someone or anything like that, is The Dark Knight Rises, and it's for a few good reasons. Now, before I get into that, I want to introduce myself. I'm Ollie. That's my first name. I just go by Ollie. Last name is Umar. Um, Personally, I don't really like my last name, so it's better if people just don't say it. I just like going by Ollie. And this class specifically, I want to find out how certain directors, the editors, the people who build the sets, the people who come up with all these crazy ideas, the people who are in charge of the plot. I want to know like what techniques they use for getting specific scenes and whatnot, and creating like legendary scenes that people refer to back a lot. So, for example, one scene that's a good example of this is the scene in The Dark Knight, which is a movie I really enjoy. I'm gonna explain exactly why I like it and why it definitely like is levels above a lot of other movies, and just achieves something that a lot of movies just can't for me anymore. First off, like I said, legendary scene in that movie is when Harvey Dent is having lunch with Bruce Wayne, and he says, they're talking about the Joker in that movie, and Harvey Dent says, "Some people just want to watch the world burn." So that quote gets used a lot. It's a pretty famous quote. I hear all the time. You watch, YouTube clips and stuff. People always talk about it. So the quotes are very interesting. The dialogue is very chilling, if that makes sense. So like you watch the movie and the dialogue is very well crafted. They planned it very well, and it's a lot of like badass responses that a lot of characters have. Like the Joker will say something and then the Batman's response is very well thought out and witty too. A lot of witty remarks in movies and whatnot. But and also another really interesting thing I like about this movie is how fast you go from liking Batman to the Joker, because Batman's the main star in the movie. Like you came to watch a Batman movie and you think this is what this movie is going to be about. But surprisingly, like just, 5 minutes into the movie, even for me at least, I remember I was hooked on the Joker. Like the Joker was what I wanted to see. I wanted to know more about the Joker than I did the Batman. So it's interesting to see how the director Christopher Nolan and all the people who are part of the movie were able to take a character like Batman and Joker, and then everyone who's rooting for Batman can just automatically start rooting for the Joker. And the interesting thing is how different they are from each other. So you look at Batman, he's just some billionaire, super professional, very like high class, is wearing suits and whatnot. His Batman suit itself is very high tech, very calculated and everything. And then you have the Joker, who's kind of just like a bum. He's just like a clown, but like for example, when you see his paint on his face, it's all cracked and messed up, and his lips like have the red paint too, but it's very sloppy painting, right? It's not like if a woman is wearing lipstick and she has red on her lips, right? It's like just slobber all over around his mouth right here. So it's interesting to see how the Joker and Batman look so far apart and so different, and even their actions are so different. So the Joker's like left and right killing people, causing chaos, and the Batman, he's trying to be the hero, trying to stop it to prevent, suffering and whatnot. And it's interesting the philosophy too behind it. So a lot of movies, like I said, I've liked, they don't have that deep philosophical meaning, I guess, that I could take away from it. It was kind of just villains fighting other people. And personally, for me, Batman, I was one of the biggest things that I liked was a philosophical thing that I got out of the movie, and that was like the nihilist perspective that Joker has, and how eventually throughout the movie, even though he's has no meaning and no purpose in his life, it seems his final purpose is found through Batman, who's his enemy trying to stop him. And it's interesting to see how the Joker finds a purpose as the movie progresses. So that's also really dope in my opinion. And there's no really special effects, so it's also great in that way. It's very raw, And yeah, all around, it's just an amazing movie, and I really, really enjoy it. Thanks.